Imagine two men floating in the absolute silence of space, where there is no sound, border, or shelter, separated not only by a metal hatch, but by entire decades of ideological hatred, constant nuclear fear, and propaganda built to transform the other into a threat. Down below, the Earth was torn into two worlds that watched each other with distrust, ready to press buttons capable of wiping entire cities off the map. Up above, at an altitude of about 220 kilometers, there were no flags, speeches, or armies capable of saving a life in case of error. In 1975, at the height of the suffocating Cold War, when the world lived with its finger on the trigger and any diplomatic failure could mean annihilation, American astronauts and Soviet cosmonauts did something that seemed impossible even for the science fiction of the time. They docked their spacecraft in orbit and, upon opening the hatch, extended their hands to each other. That handshake wasn't staged for headlines or conceived as an elegant political symbol. It was a raw, human, and profoundly risky gesture, laden with tension, sweat, and courage, because at that moment each knew, without room for illusions, that their survival depended entirely on the old enemy floating before them. The Apollo-Soyuz project was not born from inspiring speeches or a sudden love of peace, but from a brutal and inescapable reality. In space, there is no room for mistrust. Long before the encounter in orbit, engineers from both sides of the Iron Curtain had to do something almost unthinkable at the time. Sit at the same table, open up confidential projects, share safety systems, align docking mechanisms, standardize air valves, and discuss emergency procedures with absolute transparency. They knew that a minor flaw, a simple leak, a translation error, an incompatible protocol would not be a diplomatic problem, but an immediate death sentence for Americans and Soviets together, without distinction of ideology, uniform, or nationality. Each exhaustively repeated test, each manual translated line by line, each microscopic adjustment was a silent act of mutual trust in a historical period when trusting the other side could cost a career, a reputation, or even worse. In space, there was no propaganda that could hold back the oxygen, nor any political slogan capable of sealing a faulty hatch when the void of the cosmos was trying to enter. When they finally met in orbit, that handshake sealed something far greater than an agreement between rival governments. There were professionals who understood, viscerally and instinctively, that the other was not an abstract enemy created by official speeches, but a human being who breathed the same recycled air, depended on the same fragile systems, and faced the same deadly void that unforgives mistakes. For a few hours, the Cold War seemed small, almost insignificant, before the silent immensity of space. There were no winners or losers, only people who entrusted their lives to each other when the margin for error was zero. This encounter remains unique precisely for that reason. Historical enemies who, beyond Earth, proved that when the stakes are absolute and fear cannot be masked, humanity has the capacity to speak louder than any ideology. Subscribe to the channel if you liked it. Want to hear a story explained and have your questions answered? Give this channel a like and comment. See you next time.